Hello and welcome to England Korfball Semi-Finals 2015. My name's Tom Brady. We're down here with School in the first day of the two-day culmination of what's been an absolutely fantastic season. I'm here at Ross Carr-Taylor, who's actually still in this competition. He's coach of Kingfisher, playing after this game. He's consented to join us for 5 or 10 minutes before Dave Synott comes in. How are you, Ross? What are you thinking about the game today?
Yeah, good afternoon, Tom. I'm quite excited about this game. They've faced off twice already this season in the National League. And, you know, Trojans are the machines of the National League. They're 7 times champion, if I remember rightly. But, you know, I can see a little bit of an upset. They've got some good young players, KV, and some good veterans. So it should be a good game. Yeah,
let's talk you through this attack, this mega attack from Trojans. There's Dave Brooks taking up the post position. Ball from Steph Allen, working on Tony Woodbine. Moves one way, moves the other, but then drops the ball. Yeah, nice indication. Up against Rob Williams, who's has been a great defender in the past. Still probably got some moves, but that was a really nice move there from Tony. And the first shot there from Adam carries.
Fantastic.
And we're looking at, KV 1-0.
Adam came his fantastic shot. He's really come into his own this year.
Okay. All right.
It's a really good matchup down there with James Summers, young, tall, very fit, against an absolute animal of a player.
Yeah, he's having a good season, James Summers, but he's got his work cut out today against, well, the marquee player of the league. You know, Dave Brooks, probably been player of the season probably 3 or 4 times out of the last 6 or 7 seasons. And of course, let's say the scorer of the golden goal to win last year's league. And there's Adam again. Not so accurate this time.
No, but KV have set up in the normal way. James McDonald underneath the post. Absolute strength underneath the post. Dominates it all the way through the game.
Woodbine. Allen. Brooks. Goodridge. Oh, no, sorry, Amy Turner. Sorry, I got it wrong.
Just took his eye off the game there for a second, Tony.
Good pick up from Steph Allen. Trixie, and she equals the score.
Lovely little one-handed underneath shot. Should be interesting here with James Summers underneath the post. Also his speed as well.
Yeah.
He's very fast.
He does play some good posts, but you give him a little inch round there, he's going to score a goal. As Rob Williams' first shot, the veteran. Really been of great service to England Korfball, in particular to this KV team, and that's well covered by Amy Turner.
Yeah, KV this season have played a bit of a rotational system, if I'm honest. You know, they've got Dan Howard over there on the bench, who's been very good this season as well, but they've been rotating their boys, to be fair to them.
Nice tricksy move there from Sam Brooks, one of the famous Brooks brothers. Alice Arnold, Williams.
Steph Roberts. Oh, good hands by Amy Turner. Good hands.
Poor ball in there from Rob Williams. Roberts couldn't handle it.
Adam Cambridge against Sam Brooks. That's another good matchup. Adam Cambridge, very, very good defender. Very, very fast. A little bit over-committing there. Who's stepping up for the free pass? Sam Brooks. Immense conversion rate from the free pass.
He's just so cool at these. Getting the ball back from his brother. Matt, look. No, but that one just bubbles out, and that's a good pick-up by Medcraft.
Yeah, he came back to the National League after going travelling for quite a while and stepped straight back in with 7 goals. Unbelievable player.
Yeah. And that's a poor ball, but Summers makes the most of it, but just can't get it to finish. But now Roberts follows in, and Brooks is fouled. Nice little interplay there.
They can't afford to be missing shots like that. They're the ones they have to be scoring. Easy chances.
Yeah, but it's still 1-1. Okay, so good news for KV that Trojans haven't started on fire, but there's a long way to go yet, Ross.
Yeah, a long way to go, as you saw last year in the finals.
Great moves, but the combination with Matthews doesn't come off.
Yeah, we saw last year in the finals, 7 or 8 goals down at half-time. Came back to win it by golden goal. Some immense play in the second half.
Really hard to bet against them. That's Williams off balance.
That's a football
that's
call.
A handling error there from Roberts.
A little bit of a nervous start by KV down there. Yeah. A little bit of a nervy start, but they'll get back into it. Plenty of time, as you say.
So Ross, I've seen your team, Kingfisher, playing a very dynamic style of korfball. Just shooting on will, shooting on us. Matt Brooks, he loves to shoot. Talk us through how you see tactically these two teams setting up here. It's a little bit static from both, but there's quite a few shots there that you see Trojans taking without a static collect. How do you see the tactics of korfball changing, in particular? You know, what are we seeing here in this game?
Well,
nice from Williams.
Nice shot by Williams. Oh, well collected. Yeah. It's tough, really. We've played against both these teams, and you know, it's difficult when we're now trying to play a very dynamic game of korfball. We see these teams playing the block, which, you know, is very effective. And when you've got shooters like this who thrive on confidence with a good easy collect, it makes it work. As you can see, now they're looking for dynamic collect, ball handling.
This might be a little bit of a mismatch here. The two number 13s, that's Matt Brooks against James McDonald. James McDonald, certainly the more physical of the two players, but Matt Brooks winning out there. But still a first shot clock violation.
Yeah, the defensive KV has been their strong point this season. They've kept teams to very low scores. Probably one of the best defensive records in the league, I would say, in terms of times they played against us. One of the only teams really that have been able to counteract what we've been trying to do. It's been they've been really good, really impressed with them this season. The
shot from Alice Arnold coming up short. Good work at the post there from Dave Brooks.
Here we go. We've got static collect, but you know, not a very good position. There we go.
Yeah, trying to get Matthews. Now Goodridge. Combination with Sam Brooks. Combines again. Nice ball on the inside, but the running in shot is poor from Goodridge. Yeah, and KV come away with the ball. It's quite low scoring, 6 minutes. I think we're probably about, when you think about to last year's final, there's probably about 10 goals got in by now, but it still is fascinating to watch. There's some really good duels around the basket. Yeah. James Summers staying in his post position, even though I think Dave Brooks has already shown that he can't be pushed around. It'll be interesting to see how that duel develops.
Yeah, I can see them swapping later on in the half. Maybe you've got Rob Williams, who you know, probably towers a little bit more above Tony Woodvine than James Summers against Dave Brooks. So yeah, I think it might be an idea to maybe change it around down there. But you can see both teams at the moment putting the feed in first a lot of the time. You know, not very good front defence, if I'm honest. That's better. Steph Roberts coming forward, back out.
And there's Rob Williams.
Nice shot by Williams, well collected. There we go, that's the walk in the block that works so well for KV.
This is the old classical style of the 2-2. Good pickup. That's not classical, that was very nice. But with, I think it's Alice Arnold on the floor there. Our referee Steve Jones just stops just to give her a chance to see if she's okay, get some attention perhaps.
Yeah, it's difficult. You know, when something works for you, it's very difficult to go around changing it. You know, Kingfisher played quite a strange system, or a very stalwart system for 3 or 4 years. So to be honest with you, when we changed our system this year, we were just expecting to have a bit of fun and stay in the league. To come fourth was an absolute bonus. So
I'll tell you what, it looks fun. You know, when and I'm looking forward to seeing you play against Beck. That might not be as fun as it sounds, but tactically, I really enjoyed watching you play earlier on in the season, Ross, and I'm looking forward to this game.
Yeah, no, we've enjoyed it. The players are having a ball out there. You know, we're not. It's a lovely shot by Williams.
Oh, that's a good shot by Williams. Yeah. Nice and controlled. But once again, Dave Brooks gets the best of Summers at the post.
He's very strong, Dave Brooks. But even, you know, James Summers being a little bit slim, a little bit lighter, also a little bit younger. But Dave Brooks has the world of experience behind him. World of experience.
I think this is perhaps the weaker division. No, Sam Brooks wouldn't necessarily say so, but he doesn't score off the back. The two Brooks brothers, Leah Matthews and Catherine Goodrich, perhaps haven't got the power of Woodvine and Dave Brooks together. And Amy Turner. No, Arnold, good pull down, good feed from Rob Williams, and the pass is extravagant but not particularly accurate.
Yeah, I thought there was a bit of travelling there on the running in shot when she made it pass, but you know, it was good. She forced her player to come out, she faked the shot, forced Amy to come firing out.
How do you think the standard of the league's been this year, Russ? You know, you've been around for a while and you've seen a few good players and good teams come and go.
I don't know if you want me to answer that question, Tom. It's
come on, Ross. I always want you to tell the truth. That's what you always do. That's a nice swooping move. Liam Matthews from the outside. No, won't go. We just entered a little bit of a stalemate at the moment. Only 2 goals in the game, 8.5 minutes to go. So you're saying perhaps not as good as some former years, Ross?
I think we have a lot more better individual players. When you look out there at some of the youngsters, I mean, Tornadoes have got some fantastic players. KV the same, you know, I'll talk about some of the...
Oh, nice from Rob Williams.
Good stuff.
The easy step back.
I talk about some of the Kingfisher players, but when it comes to actual teams, I think if you went through the league and you looked at the average teams and where the goals are coming from, you'll be looking at the likes of KV, who play really well as a team. I mean, Trojans moved the ball around really, really well. And no disrespect to them, it's, you know, they have a couple of players that win them games. Yeah. And, you know, it's not a bad thing. Yeah. But it would be nice to see the team working a little bit better together and sharing the goals.
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying this duel, watching Sam Brooks on Adam Carries. We'll see what happens when he comes back. Sam looking quite frisky, actually. Adam, you know, particularly known as a very, very fast shooter. Okay. And the result is that neither of them are actually getting an advantage at the moment, although Adam Carries did score one earlier on. And there's Matt Brooks, 2 feet on the floor. Yeah,
that was quite strange. Rob Williams took the ball into the feed, he handed the ball off and went out. He's obviously feeling very confident about his shot at the moment. You know, predominantly a very good clep player for England for many years. Yeah,
but he's quick as well. Look at that for an older man. Let me not call him an old man. I've got too much respect for him for that. But he looks like he's bearing the brunt of the attacking. But he was telling me when I met him a few weeks ago that James Summers has had a really good game scoring. But I think a lot of that has been around the post. Perhaps not as against such a clever defender as Dave Brooks. And that's really well picked up by James McDonald.
Yeah. I mean, you know, James has scored a lot of goals. I think he must come from a basketball background. He has a very, very good one-handed fadeaway shot. Probably learnt from James McDonald, who scores many goals like that way. Yeah. Free passes off the back.
James is awesome. He's been stuck in defence here quite a while. Matt Brooks persisting on taking James McDonald in. But he's winning out. He's reading the ball better. Sam Brooks gets a second try, combining with Liam Matthews.
Missed that opportunity.
Beautiful moves there from Matt Brooks, and he just comes up the one-hander in, and it's tied the game. That was nice play, Ross.
Yeah, very good play indeed. I think she faked the pass, gave James McDonald the eyes, looked the wrong way, and Matt Brooks came through for a nice running in shot. Okay,
so it looks like we got a timeout, and I'm going to be joining the commentary box by Dave Synott soon. I just want to look forward to your game again. How can Beck be beaten, Ross? You know, what are your I think you need to score, don't you? You need to score a lot, like a very incredible percentage today.
Yeah, you know, we've got the players to do it. We've got the whole team to do it. The difficulty with Beck is they come out of the blocks very, very fast, as we saw against the champions last year. And it makes the team very easy to settle down if they come out of the blocks that quickly against us. You know, it's going to be an uphill struggle. But we've got a few things up our sleeve that we hopefully are going to stand us in good stead in the game and keep us in it all the way to the end. But, you know, Beck are a fantastic team. They've got fantastic players. You know, probably 90% of the England players. And when they play well, they play well. There's not a lot you can do.
Yeah. But, you know, who's going to be big for you today?
All of our girls. Yeah. All of our girls have been immense all this year. But, you know, we've got some youngsters. I mean, Chris Martin, he's been a stalwart of Kingfisher Korfball Club since the start. And if you look at our team, 99% homegrown, which is a credit to Kingfisher and the way they've run their club.
Yeah, second shot there from Ellie Summers, and this attack just bobbles off and just runs out. Bit of a slow start here. What are you hoping to see happen, you know, as this game develops?
Well, I think both teams here, again, very, very tentative. Their shooting's been pretty poor. We watched Trojans in the warm-up, and it was goal after goal after goal. But, you know, once the whistle blows, it's a totally different game. There's a lot on the line. There's a lot on stake for Trojans.
I spoke to Gary Brooks. Oh, nice move. Good combination from Brooks and Woodvine. And I think there was a good block by Rob Williams showing his experience there. A little bit of a penalty appeal, but I don't think it was. I was speaking to Gary Brooks probably about half an hour before the game, and he was saying he was making sure that his team only concentrate on today's game rather than thinking forward to some potential game against Beck or yourselves in the next round tomorrow. But it looks like both teams are focused, but they're just not really finding the accuracy. Probably not playing quite compact enough. And that's a poor pass, I think, from Summers, and another shot clock violation. Both teams are struggling just a little bit just to find their rhythm, Ross. So I'd perhaps not playing a little bit wide. Maybe could do it being a bit more compact. That's Amy Turner.
A little bit more direct there. You know, I called it at the start. KV's defence this season has been absolutely amazing, and we've played them twice. The first time we played them, their shooting wasn't really there, and it was a very close game. second time they played this, their shooting was on fire, absolutely on fire. And it only takes for one of these teams to get on fire, and all of a sudden there's a 4 or 5 goal lead. As we see James McDonald trying to get into his usual position. Now we're looking for the shot, There we go.
Medcraft.
That's it.
Might have got a little shove in the back, but it didn't. Referee didn't think so. Carries, ensures they retain the ball. Ellie Summers. They had reset the shot clock, but she's looked a little bit far out from me, and it's getting rhythm going. But Matt Brooks sells himself, and Sam Brooks comes in to pick up the ball.
You know what? That's 5 or 6 chances now KV have had from that kind of distance. I know we've got a long way to go, but 4 or 5 goal lead lets you relax a little bit more and lets you play a little bit more open. And it's goals are hard to come by at the moment in this game. And
KV dropping very effectively there, and I think that's probably just taking the edge off Trojans' confidence. Normally an incredibly confident shooting team in terms of the way that they're doing things.
Yeah, Trojans are extremely confident, but we're coming into 14 minutes gone in this game so far, and really not anyone's found their rhythm. That's their stonewall play. And
quite a rare defending decision. I think it was there. I don't think James has done enough in order to be able to claim that it got away there from Brooks.
Yeah, it's one of their plays down this end. Aaron Kamers comes for a lovely cut around, and normally the ball switches, and James gets one. Look at that under pressure. No,
that's Dave Brooks' shot, isn't it? And yes, okay, he didn't score it, but it's that soft bounce off the top. You give him enough of those looks, and that's what he does. He scores.
That's all it takes. There we go. Shot going up. Normally the first shot goes up from KV long, and then they come in.
That's a little bit muddled.
Shots
Summers and Medcraft. Yeah, looking a little bit muddled there, just struggling to find the rhythm, but they're still in the game after 15 minutes, and many people, perhaps including me and you, I was talking before the game, thinking that Trojans come out and they heat you so hard that sometimes it's hard to stay in them with them, but they are winners, and that's Steph Allen.
Oh, dearie me, we can't afford to be missing chances like that.
Turner, Woodvine not really into the game at the moment.
No. Saw a nice burst of speed from him at the start. Lovely shot by Amy Turner.
That's nice from Amy Turner.
Had the pleasure of coaching her when she was younger. Absolutely fantastic player. Fantastic.
Yeah. Very aggressive. Really good going forward towards the basket.
Oh, there we go. A little bit of a stray pass. Little bit of frustration there, I think. As the game goes on, if it stays at this score, you'll see more frustration coming in, more stray passes. There we go. Amy off the back again. Quick shot up. Hadn't quite set up for the collect.
Good crowd down here for the first day of the finals weekend. A little bit subdued at the moment, waiting for this game to come alight, as are we.
Yeah, to be honest with you, last season it was, especially on finals day.
Very special,
It was extremely, the crowd were immense last season. As you say, this season, first game, a little bit subdued. Everyone just watching on, actually probably thinking, what's going on? This isn't the normal.
Oh, Brooks misses one, one-hander, and that's a good interception from James Summers. But I think our linesman, Dean Woods, signalled to the referee, Steve Jones, and I think he's given a free pass.
Again, Tony Woodvine, normally an immense player from the free pass spot. But, the confidence isn't there at the moment, so this could be tricky.
Here we go.
There we go, see?
And not there, and James Summers too big, too strong. In a really good position there against Brooks at the back of the post. Brings it away for KV. Oh, Ellie Summers shooting from a bit too far out for my liking in terms of a tactical setup. I like to see the Bats play it a little bit more, maybe another two passes, be a little bit closer, and that's nice. Brooks from the back out to Woodvine, who shoots and he scores.
Yeah, there we go. He had a lot of time on that shot.
There we go. Like, you can't keep a good man like Tony Woodvine down for too long.
A lot of time on that shot, set up. He's got a lovely flow to his shot. Everything moves so swiftly. It's beautiful.
And that's 4-2 now to Trojans.
Here we go, setting up, walking the block.
Steph Roberts, and really exactly the same setup they're doing, but they're going to give Alice Arnold a run out the front, but her pass into Steph Roberts is intercepted. Very similar setup every time there, Ross. I think Geezer Brooks, the coach of Trojans, he might be looking at how he can just break that down and stop it. But once again, I suppose you don't need to do anything radical now because KV have only scored 2 goals, so they're stopping it pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, both coaches coming into half time, if the score stays this low, can't be happy. Yeah, Geezer, whatever you want to call him, he has a way of making his team perform. He did it last year, and I think the longer this game goes on at this sort of score, Trojans are probably going to pull away. But, you know, KV are a good side. They're young. They fight all the way to the end. They never give up. Never give up. And it only takes James McDonald to get on fire, as we see Sam Brooks holding the ball.
Well, they've got attitude, and I really like that. Oh, and that's nice there for Sam Brooks. All right, that's going to be a little bit harder on KV. They have been hanging in there, not necessarily playing well, and suddenly, wow, they're 3 goals behind.
Yeah, it's Korfball's a confidence game, and at the moment, Trojans are just starting to work their way into the game, get their confidence, and you know, with only 2 goals scored after this amount of time, KV are starting to take, you know, shots that are necessarily out of their comfort ranges. We've seen one there, not even reaching the basket. Yeah. Hand in for the free pass.
See, what I don't like about this setup is I probably would like to see Dave Brooks having to defend a little bit harder, and you're having to move him around a little bit, take a little bit of something out of his legs for the other end, and see what he's got. Nice young fit lad like Summers. He plays the post well, but I don't think that's where his advantage is.
No, definitely. I thought that the tactics would change as the game went on, and Rob would be taking Tony Woodvine to the post, and James Summers would get a run out the front. He's a very quick boy. He's got long legs.
Yeah.
Catherine round to Leah off the back of the post. Nice
Matt Brooks, he's a beautiful, beautiful shot. I love watching him play, and I love watching him shoot.
Oh, all of the Brooks brothers, all exactly the same. Flowing shots. Hard, effortless most of the time. Here we go. Now
Summers is out. Oh, well picked up by Raba. That's very clever. Nice hands from Dave Brooks.
Yeah, I didn't think James cut in front of him enough there. Gave him just an opportunity. Just kept the door open for Dave to get his hands in.
Yeah, I think they need to mix it up a little bit. Don't want to. They're coached by James McDonald, who's on the court, so they don't want to take anything away from the great season that he's coached. And that's an appeal from Liam Matthews and a foul on Matt Brooks. But Steve Jones, probably our most decorated referee, 2 World Championship bronze medals as a player. Referee the last World Championship final.
Yeah, KV back to their same setup again. It's tough, you know, as a coach. They've got to this position by playing the same system, and if it isn't broken, don't fix it. But at the moment, 2 goals, it's broken. They need to fix it.
And it didn't really look like they'd done anything, and they were already under shot clock pressure, but the ball bouncing out to Roberts allows them to retain possession.
Here we go.
And there's Williams falling back. That's not his best shot.
14 seconds left, handing off, walking the block, controlling the post well. There we go, free for the shot.
That's Arnold. And that bobs off, and there was the shot way too short, bobbed down. Still, okay, it's a little bit different. They're trying to be a bit more enterprising, but still with the same result. 2 goals in 22 minutes. Not great from KV so far, and I think their defence has kept them in the game. That's nice from Leah. Good movement
Lovely
from Catherine Gooch. Found a really good position.
Oh, good jump by Adam Camis. Yeah, it's tough down this end. You see Rob Williams stepping out, but poor handling there by James. But now he's open. Now he's got to stay out. Now he's got to work his player.
But now he's
back to the same.
He looks like he's hurt his fingers. I think James Summers. No, he's going to be okay. Rob Williams, the veteran.
We're made of tough stuff down in Kent. We're made of tough stuff.
That's nice from Rob, but no, it's better from Brooks.
It's tough as a player coach. I've done it for quite a few years now. You know, when things aren't working down one end, very difficult to get instructions down. It's very difficult to let them know what you need to do. Yeah, personally speaking, I would have been, 3 goals down. I would have been calling a timeout, telling the players to just relax a little bit. As we can see, Matt attacking against James. James is playing very well. That's it, keeping an eye on the ball as well. And then Adam come back up with the ball. Very good.
It's a bit scrappy also from Trojans.
Yeah, I would have, as a Kingfisher coach, I would have liked to have been involved in this game at the moment. I have to be honest with you.
Yeah. You've either by the way that they've defended, but they've come up against the Trojans team is just not firing totally on the opening day of the finals weekend.
No, that's right. But as you say, just takes a couple of shots. Couple of shots to drop, they're right back in this game.
Yeah. 7 minutes to go in the first half. That's nice from Sam Brooks. But once again, James McDonald picks up the ball from the shot.
Let's just see if they try anything different now. In goes James Summers.
A little bit static.
They're going to try and keep the boys
once again,
out.
the girls trapped a little bit far out.
Okay, Tom, I'm afraid it's that time at the moment. I'm going to have to love you and leave you. It's been great.
Russ, it's a great pleasure commentating with you once again, and the very best of luck will be there with Korfball TV, brought you in conjunction with England Korfball.
Lovely.
We'll be watching that. I'm going to watch one last attack, and that is definitely a penalty as James McDonald's reaching over to stop Matt Brooks. And looks like we're going to get a timeout, and Russ is going to go on and coach his team or stay here with us. You can do whatever you want, Russ. I don't want to make you go.
No, I've got to go, fellas. Thank you very much indeed, and perhaps we'll chat tomorrow.
Okay, take care of yourself, Russ. All right, so 6 minutes to go in the first half, and 5-2 to Trojans. No one would have expected it to be this low scoring, and I'm not quite sure what these coaches need to say. But I think they need to reset these players to start again, to see what they can do, and see if they can come back and find some rhythm. Okay, Trojans are the first out. They're in the league, a little bit less pressure. So this was the first season, I think, I can remember that Trojan didn't win the league. Beck won the league, and they're playing off in the very next game in this hall versus Kingfisher. And Trojans red hot favourites to win this game and go through to the final. Those are Beck red hot favourites to win the game and go through to that. But I think what we're seeing here from KV is that, yeah, all teams can be stopped. And KV just not in a position to take advantage of that at the moment. And I'm joined in the commentary booth by former England international captain and just all-round nice guys here working for England Korfball, taking some photos and very knowledgeable about the game. No, you haven't seen much of this season, Dave, but you know these players very well. Look, it's a scrappy start, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I know the players very well, obviously. Haven't seen a huge amount of Korfball this season. Absorbing game for me so far.
Yeah. What do you think it's going? KV, looking athletic. I don't particularly like the way they're keeping Summers at the post down that end. I think he'd come out a little bit and show a little bit more of his style. And we'll just watch Matt Brooks tuck that one in as he does. And it takes Trojans out to... If we're 5 minutes into the game, you'd think this is probably, they're starting out now, but Trojans aren't firing it, but it is absorbing, Dave, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I think KV is doing a job for me. That you can see they've got the two tall guys down James Summers' end. They're more formulaic, but they're winning. They're winning a lot of rebound battles. Just watching, but KV. It's tiny margins, I think. You can see they're working really, really hard to get their chances. Trojans just stroking the ball around, not firing on the shooting. Oh.
Nice from Dave Brooks. And there's Woodvine. He really likes it off the back of the basket there.
So that change of pace there, always under control from slow, and then just bang, and Dave's gone. Tony didn't convert this time. But you can see everything's under control. Yeah,
good ball retention. KV boys starting to drop. That just took a little bit of pressure off Tony's shot. Banged it in, 7-2. Starting to look worrying for KV now.
Yeah, they were certainly holding with them. I think Williams and Summers done a really great job slowing that section down. But as time goes on, Trojans have been nice and comfortable. This high-tempo game would be hard for KV to keep
Metcraft.
up.
Yeah.
But hey, Adam Comies, what a start to the game.
Yeah, he did really well.
I love that.
I'm really enjoying him against Sam Brooks. They're both going at it, and they're both quick, turning, twisting, and you can't say who's winning, but the attacker in each end is kind of just getting the better of the other. Yeah, that was a good start to the game.
I thought we had a Korfball League final on our hands there. 3 seconds in and knocking them in from 8 meters. I think the women here are interesting as well. So I think that's where, for me, the real mismatch is going to go in Trojans' way. Well, I say real mismatch. These players are obviously exceptional, and we're not criticising them at all. But I think the girls for Trojans are a little bit more experienced, a bit more.
So when you got a team with Steph Allen in, then you've probably got the best girl athlete on the pitch. You've got a team like with Amy Turner in, you've got the most aggressive, forward-looking girl on the pitch, and along with Catherine Goodridge. against any set of girls, you know, these are going to really hold their own and look to dominate. But actually, it's not really the Trojans girls that are actually winning this game at the moment. I think it's a little bit of combination, a little bit of just to control the whole four in the division are having, the way they're stroking it around, as you said, Dave. They're looking like they're owning the court a little bit better, just like that. And there's Brooks. You know, he controlled, very dynamic, no collect. They knew what they wanted. They wanted that's Brooks' shot. They all know he shoots that shot. They all want to set it up, and there we go.
Yeah, I think they saw that in the final last year, where pretty much a slightly higher intensity final maybe, but the same Trojans looking like they're struggling, but they know that's going to come. They know that they're going to be putting those shots in. And I think the longer this goes on, KV kind of feel comfortable, and they've lost that edge from in the last 5 minutes. Yeah,
they'll get going now, I think. 3 minutes, 25 seconds, counting down to the end of the first half, and there's Matt Brooks. And, well, suppose, look, they're up to 9, and suppose it hasn't been that low scoring for Trojans. And, you know, if you say that they might get to 11 or 12, probably not necessarily by their standards, but still quite low scoring. But certainly making life hard now for KV. That's well defended by Dave Brooks. He's followed him out. It's a modern move, even though there were some older players doing it. But James Summers does it very well. But he's going to have to be a bit more clever against Dave Brooks, I think, if he's going to try that. Yeah, well done, Sam.
So I think, for anyone watching, I think it's very, very tiny differences between these two teams. So KV moving the ball around, they're getting lots of chances, but you can see there that just that little bit of pressure Trojans are putting on. The Trojans got that, look at the gap there, there's 3-4 meters maybe between the players.
And defending decision, Leah thought she had the best line, but Sam Medcraft. Oh, good fight from Goodridge. Oh, I hope she hasn't hurt her ankle, twisted over on the way down. That doesn't look good for Catherine Goodridge. Looks like we're going to see Stella Hegarty coming on. Well, it's the last thing we need with Trojans. Perhaps not quite looking forward to the final yet tomorrow. They've still got another half of korfball to play, but they certainly won't want to see any players injured. So, Dave, it's I think England Korfball has set up a really good spectacle down here. Look very professional, really good program. It's looking very crowded for semi-finals day. We know we get a good crowd for the finals day, and yeah, I must say it does look very good. A lot of sports halling. Are we getting more advertising nowadays?
Yeah, absolutely. And Dean Woods is the guy behind all the advertising, and yeah, this is probably the biggest crowd we've had on day one, and I think that's a testament to all the work that's going on around the country. Korfball's growing. There's an energy to it. Yeah, fantastic. And it's great to have a showcase where you can come and you can bring your family, bring people, and say, look, this is my sport. Look how professional we are. Look, we can play in good halls, good facilities, and in front of crowds, and play our best. Yeah, and that final last year.
Actually, maybe that was, you know, if people are coming down looking for a repeat of that, then wow, yeah. Like for those of you that weren't there or don't remember it, yeah, the probably best final in living memory, I think, went to golden goal. Beck, the newcomers, just beaten out by Trojans. I think for their 5th title in a row. Dave, was that, or 5th or 6th?
Oh, the 7, I think, wasn't it?
7. Oh, I don't know. I've lost count on it. And that's a good pickup from. I thought it was a pickup from Matt Brooks, but it's going to come back for a foul. No, it hasn't. Oh, and probably a 3rd shot clock violation. Okay, Dave, 1 minute, 10 seconds.
Well, I think 9-2. You can't say it's not fair, I guess, but I think KV are better than this. I think this feels more like a kind of 7-3, 7-4 game. Oh,
they are better than this for sure. Absolutely.
And it's just sinking the shots. They put enough shots up. They're moving the ball around. They're in control. They're not panicking. They just need to put those, the old slangs.
Yeah.
Just put the ball in the basket.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're well in this. And
well, they are a confidence team. They've got a lot of good attitude, and when their attitude is right and their confidence is up, they're really just unbeatable or scarily accurate. But yeah, they haven't really got going. I hope that maybe the half-time break will just give them a chance to settle themselves and like just have a little bit of a talk amongst themselves. Nice move from Rob, found lots of space, but the shot's not so good, but well picked up from Summers. Seconds counting down, 19 seconds to go. There's Rob Williams.
Oh, yes.
That was a nice setup, a little bit of intensity building. James Summers slams the ball down, a little bit of celebration. Their first goal in 20-25 minutes. They needed a little bit of a spark, and hopefully that will give them something. Oh, nice from Dave Brooks. Gets the ball back. Little fading floater out. James Summers just can't get tight enough. Wow, he's looking back at his own top form, Dave.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to the female players there. So Steph Allen did a great bit of work there. I mean, she said, Dave scored the goal, great goal. But I think that's where KV, that's where they need the coach. That's where they need someone watching this game saying, hey, look, we've got all these, the top scorers on the outside, but we really need to disrupt on the middle a little bit for me.
Okay, look, so they're going to have 5-10 minutes. Look, come back for the second half. And welcome back to the second half of the semi-final clash in 2015 England Korfball League. KV versus Trojans, a little bit slow to start, 10 through the Trojans at half-time. We've just seen, does it Dan Howard coming in, and was it Adam Camis has gone off, yeah, so I don't see any other changes. It was a little bit of a slow start to the game, Dave, but looks like Trojans are getting going now.
Yeah, they ramped up in the last 5 or 10 minutes or so. They're up to 10 at half-time. Decent score for a tight semi-final.
And KV have probably been a little bit stung by only scoring 3 in the first half. Looks like they come out with a little bit of a renewed purpose, renewed vigour. Look at Dan Howard injecting a little bit of life, attacking on Sam Brooks. But it won't go, and it's okay. The game's not over yet. Though it's normally Trojans that do the chasing. That's Tony Woodvine. Look at that. He just didn't look like he was going to shoot. Just let Rob ease up a little bit. Step back, dropped it in. He's had a little bit of a quiet game by his standards. He's in the top 5 boy goal scorers, as is Dave Brooks.
It's just interesting watching Trojans do that, and they've KV have come out really hard to what they had to do, trying to put pressure on Trojans. Trojans just, we're okay. We'll just keep going, and they're kind of lulling KV into a slower game. It's a like-for-like change. I don't really get that change, the KV change.
Well, no, Camis was looking fit. I don't think it was an injury. Maybe, I don't know how James McDonald, the KV coach, player coach, thinking about the game, but he's going to have to be pretty optimistic from here if he thinks he's going to win it. So maybe just sharing some of the game time around it.
Yeah, of course, third place to play.
Yeah, it's if you suddenly find yourself in the third, fourth playoff, yeah, you want to win that game, and they could really run themselves into the ground in the second half. But they're playing for pride now, really. At the moment, they've got to really get something going, show this big crowd just kind of what they can do. Alice Arnold from range, well picked up by Summers, and that's really clever little move on the inside. Draws the penalty out of Steph Allen. Rob Williams, nice easy conversion, 11-4. Our pictures brought to you today by the Korfball TV team. Nick Wilkins, Adam Wade, myself, Tom Brady. And thanks to our co-commentators, Carr-Taylor and Dave Synott now. In conjunction with England Korfball. Oh, Matt Brooks. Oh, nice from Goodridge. Good position. Out-positioned Ellie Summers and tipped it in. I love to see when girls battle at the post like that, and they're really aggressive and they're hungry. That's why we talked about these Trojans girls. They're hungry for goals. They're aggressive. They want to score all the time, and they're not shy, and they're confident. I think that's what they've really been a big part of the success of Trojans throughout the years. Is that they have been quite even though they had big high-scoring players like Dave Brooks and Tony Woodvine on this end, they've really respected their girls and the part that those girls have played within the game.
Yeah, I mean, they epitomise what Korfball's about. Korfball is a mixed-gender sport, and
Woodvine getting going.
Yeah, they're going to have to stop that. I don't know how. I've got no advice, but they're going to have to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching a few other mixed-gender sports recently, Tom, and korfball.
Dan Howard, that's maybe, that's what he's on for.
Effective. Yeah, the korfball for me just, I mean, I'm biased, of course, I played it my life, but korfball just stands out. There's just a natural equality, a natural distribution of roles, and it's just a fantastic sport.
And I think the sport's getting better, Dave. It's getting more athletic, I think, yes. It's a sport that we say everyone can play, but really athletic people are going to play it better. Tall people get a little bit of an advantage, but if you look at players like Charlie Vogel, the top scorer in the league this year, you know that it's not all about that. It is about speed and agility, and that's Sam Brooks, who hasn't quite started firing yet, Leah Matthews. But yeah, it's a game now where really you have to be more athletic, and you have to be fit, and you have to work hard in order as a starting point. And then if you've got good attitude, good skill, well then you can have a chance to score and to play. But yeah, maybe in the days gone by, the athleticism wasn't as much a part of it as it is now, but it really is.
Yeah, it's a broader athleticism as well. So you look at the promotion league today. Some really great athletes in that as well. 5-10 years ago, you know, that wouldn't have been in the Premier League. So the sport has moved on hugely. The skill level's gone up, the athleticism, the strength, everything's gone up, and you know, there's room for everyone in korfball. We want the whole country playing korfball, but at the top level, yeah, I mean, it's really taken off.
Goodridge, just bobs out. Well picked up by Brooks. He'll shoot and call defended. He looks a little bit surprised, but quick hands and feet from James MacDonald.
KV already outscored their first half, so they're off and running. 2 in the first half.
No, actually, I think they got 3 in the end. Okay. But you're right. They've started more lively, certainly. James Summers, a little bit of a clash with Dave Brooks. Okay, he can get a little bit naughty at times. We'll have to have a look at that, Dave, and that goes back down. That looked a little bit strange. And this looked no collection. That was Dave Brooks. Read Summers going to the post, shot him out. Summers decided to come out, but looks like Steph Roberts there didn't quite get the message, didn't read the game. Sam Brooks off the back. So Trojans, they're a great 360-degree team. They really play well off the back, where you find some defenders just switch off a little bit. Okay, a little bit stilted from KV, but now they are into the 2-2. Going to have a look at Rob Williams. Pass not good enough. Downtown. Dave Brooks, lots of pressure on Summers. The shot clock tips down. They're going to have to force something now. Tony Woodbine pushes that back into Rob's face. Trojans bench seem to like that.
Time for a younger Goodridge.
That's Hannah Goodridge coming on for her sister, Catherine Goodridge. The daughters of Nora Goodridge, great England player of old. There's Matt Brooks. Okay, good contest from Howard.
Ooh. So I'd like to see this end here, KV. They're fairly formulaic. They've got Summers in at the post every time. Yeah. Williams out the front shooting. It's time to mix it up, I think. The game, you know, potentially, I think it's gone. Oh.
And let's call for a travel on Steph Roberts. Yeah, a little bit formulaic, a little
and
bit staid.
The girls lose their confidence in that role, because they're the players just running that formulaic role. They lose their desire to do something different on the outside.
Yeah. All these Trojans players looking free to shoot, looking like they want to shoot. 9 goals up. Roberts. I suppose they're not attacking off that shot. You can see, especially in Dutch Korfball League, Dave, where one shot generally will bring another shot straight after the team attacking. If they do collect it, they're really looking to be very, very aggressive for the next pass and the next shot. And just KV kind of just bringing that ball down, killing the tempo, running the block, not taking advantage of some disarray that defenders have. That's nice. Ball from Leo Matthews.
Oh, yeah.
To her partner, Matt Brooks. but he drops his silky shot off the back. 15-5. All right, Dave, I think not quite ready to call this yet, but it's getting towards that time, isn't it, where we start thinking about Trojans in the final. KV start thinking about what sort more pride they can take out of this game.
Yeah, I think that last attack there shows the 360-degree nature of the way that Trojans play. So all the players are watching that ball go over their back. They're all turning, and then they can just control that recycle. They can shoot easily. James, oh yes, easy one-handed.
That's what he does well. He's probably one of the best one-handed shots in the game.
So is that a sleeve he's got on there? Is that a support? Or?
Yeah, he's seen it, had it for the last couple of years. Amy Turner got a strange-looking shot. Okay, Woodvine. Oh, that's a nice turn. Absolutely great turn there from Steph Allen. Restored the lead back to 10. And yeah, I was saying, I think just before you come to the commentary booth, Dave, talking to Ross, disappointed that James Summers hasn't had a really good run at Dave Brooks. You know, he is talented, but he's one of the bigger players in the league, and I'd certainly like to see him a little bit more tired out, you know, from having to defend. Certainly when he gets down to attack, that's Sam Brooks.
Yeah, I guess Trojans play so easily that they're not really out the front busting and running around. But yeah, why give one of the best shooting guys in the country a free ride at the post for 20?
Yeah,
I agree
absolutely. Yeah, if he has a weakness, it's can he run 60 minutes against a player that, you know, the speed of Summers.
I think if we look forward to the final, whoever Trojans presumably are going to end up playing, I think this end here looks like it's got a Chris Spice hole in it to me. There's really, I mean, both Brooks brothers, incredible players, fantastic scorers, really, really good top players, but they struggled, I think, for the first 10 minutes recycling. If they're going to be playing, say, a taller team, maybe. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how they struggle recycling that ball. Yeah,
I think that's the weaker of the two Trojans divisions that we're seeing today. I think any division you've got Dave Brooks and Tony Woodvine and Steph Allen, Amy Turner in, like really, you know, take two of those and it's going to be like an incredible division. But yeah, Chris Spice, the legendary Trojans collector, scorer who retired a couple of years ago. Fair play to him. Yeah, you're right, and it's good to see that Matt Brooks and Sam Brooks playing together. But haven't quite fired the full intensity that we have seen them in past years. Sam Brooks took a bit of time off this year as Goodridge.
Here we go.
Okay, Sam will shoot that. Ooh, just a little bit poor.
I think if that was 16-15, that would have been a better shot.
Yeah. Oh, and it was perhaps a little bit lazy from Sam chasing that out. Good work from Dan Howard. Well done. Roberts again. Looking for Arnold. Trying to get something going. That's nice movement. That's better rhythm
that's better.
From KV. Okay, but the shot clock is going to hurt them now. There's 6 seconds as Williams tries to force a shot up. They're going to do something now. It's got to go. And I don't think it was up on time, even if it did go in. And it looks like we're going to see, is that Stan Dunn coming on? We can play a little bit of Paps. He hasn't got the power of, you know, the great Chris Spice, but he does offer a few things on the outside as well. Look, he's got good movement.
Yeah, he's got that Korfball physique. It's actually looking out there. There's quite a lot. You certainly see in the Dutch Korfball League.
Great combination. I thought she'd held on to that, Dave, and thought she did that right. Obviously, referee Steve Jones, slightly better view than we had. Thought not.
Don't compliment Steve Jones.
I was just saying how he's our most experienced and decorated referee. You know, when he refereed the last World Championship finals, you have to say fair play to him.
Yeah, I'm joking. Those guys look good as well. I mean, that's heartening for me as well. The referees out there looking. It's not a trivial point. They look like they're referees. They are referees. They're in charge.
Yeah.
And another improvement. The referees this week doing a really great job. Yeah, so physique, I think, I was going to go back to that. I think it's interesting. The Korfball League, far more players to choose from, but the guys end up being kind of 6'4", 5", pretty slim, and there's a kind of a morphing to that physique out there, and I think that goes back to what you're saying about the level of athleticism going on in the England Korfball League. Yeah,
Korfball is a game for everybody, but maybe not the top level. Yeah, there is a certain body type and athletic ability and skill level that is required to play at the top level of any sport. But I think hopefully we're seeing that we're getting a greater pool of players, juniors come through. We're seeing our tall, athletic players rise to the top, but still having room for players like Charlie Vogrel, who's athletic and just a little bit shorter, to really kind of shine in the league. Williams will take it. Plenty of time. Oh, clever from Brooks. Stan in his first shot. A little bit of heat's got out of the game. Now Trojans still defending strong. Certainly don't want to let KV back into this game. And that's probably about the third travelling call that he's calling Steph Roberts.
Yeah, I've been watching Tony Woodbine's defence actually on Rob Williams. Rob Williams been out the front for most of the game, and for all the attacking prowess Trojans have, Tony's been working really hard out there.
He does. He really does.
He's out on the toes.
Yeah, he does. None of them like being beaten. They don't like being beaten. They don't like letting goals in. It doesn't matter what the state of the game. And Tony's one of the most competitive players in the league, and he doesn't care what the score is. He's not going to let Rob Williams score on him.
Oh, that's a collector's piece.
And travel on Hannah Goodrich.
There's sweat on the ball there. Just Sam just confirming for us.
Yeah.
So KV changed it around a bit. Williams in at the feet.
Good. There's Summers.
Oh, good pressure. I think you're right there, Tom. He followed that in. Dave Brooks out up in the air.
I guess good. See, Rob Williams is a good post player, against Tony. I don't know why they haven't tried that combination just a little bit more.
KV have there's no designated coach. It's James McDonald.
James McDonald's coach.
Coach. Yeah. Maybe something to think about. You can, it's easy to stand here and see from up in this great vantage point how the game's developing. But
I talked about it with Ross Carr-Taylor, Dave, just before you came up, and he's been player coach. I coached National League twice, 2 years as a player coach. It's hard, it's really hard to even to understand what's happening in your own division, let alone what's happening down the other end as well. Okay, Trojans looking to try and get some movement, looking to try and get some rhythm, but it does break down when a handling error there from Liam Matthews. Next game coming up in this hall is going to be the other semi-final, which is going to be Beck versus Kingfisher. What do you think about that game, Dave? It's obviously Beck red-hot favourites for it. Kingfisher, I think... well done, Rob Williams.
Nice.
That's nice to see. Kingfisher was speaking to Russ. He's feeling quite happy to be in the top four. yeah, they've got a shot. Of course, they have. They're going to have to shoot incredibly. What's your thoughts on the game, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be realistic. I think Beck, as you say, are the red hot favourites. If I was in charge of a Kingfisher team, you've got to be out there trying to disrupt. I don't think you can be going out there thinking you can play a normal game. You've got to look for
good work from Summers. Really got the great position, the great roll around on Dave Brooks and popped it in. 16-8.
Yeah, you've got to go and disrupt Beck. You've got to put them out of the rhythm. You've got to get them. They're a team again, I think, which are driven by enthusiasm and the occasion. So maybe Kingfisher try and take some of the heat out of that.
Oh, good from Dave Brooks.
Of course, what I really want to see is another final like last year. So
yeah, absolutely.
Whichever of those two teams can bring that to me, then
yeah, bring it on.
Let's hope they win.
Yeah. I don't think this will do Kingfisher's nerves any good to see a blowout like this, really, and it has been a bit of a blowout. I think that they might have been hoping for there'd be a little bit of magic fever in the air, and that would kind of make these top teams a little bit nervous of the underdog. But I think, Trojans have weathered, let's say, a slow start, the first 15, 20 minutes by their standards. And then now they're just grinding it out, workmanlike. Tony Woodvine, nice shot. Out of position. Moving away from the basket. Decided, why not? There's that Toby Clark coming on, and Carly Holness, Tony Woodvine, and Steph Allen going off. So Trojans making some changes, giving some other players a run. They got this game won, Dave, yeah?
Yeah, that's definitely the signal that they think they've got this game won, giving some people some run-out time that they've earned over this season. Yeah,
and quite rightly. Good to... And look, these players might get a chance on the stage tomorrow, or the injuries happen. Tiredness creeps in over, for players, even fit players playing 120 minutes over 2 days. So good to give some players some rest. Good to give these guys some time. And James McDonald, that one hand swoosh he's got. No action on the KV bench. I thought they might actually look to shout around a little bit, but no, they want to have a stay with this lineup at the moment.
It's good to see Toby Clark out there in particular. Toby's down at Brighton University. He's working as an activator, volunteering as an activator.
Working. It's good. It's good work.
Yeah, and doing a really good job representing the UK for that. So really nice to see him getting a reward of being in front of this big crowd and playing in a top game.
I need to speak to him because that's my alma mater. That's kind of where I went to college, university. And I'm really glad to see that he has kind of set things up there and doing very well by all accounts. They had a really good student national, so well done to Toby. Working on Hannah Goodridge.
Oh, I like that. That's good. Good playing, good refereeing. So, korfball is a controlled contact game, but of course there's a lot of contact in there, and there's a nice little passage of play there. Boys under the post, pushing each other. Referees fine with it. It's all under control.
Control contact. That's what it is. It's got a mismatch seeing Rob Williams and Toby Clark at the post. Toby winning out with his speed there. Much to the appreciation of the Trojans bench. Oh, nice. Sam Brooks. Boom.
Another one.
That's Trojans' game. I believe you've counted that if there was a heat spot of their shots or their goals off the back of the basket, it'd be glowing red now. So they've got up to 18. They're probably going to end on 24. So considering it's the semi-finals of the league and it's been quite a low-scoring game, I think they'll probably be quite happy now, really, with the way that they've got going after the slowish start over the first 15, 20 minutes. Rob Williams, Toby Clark coming in to put the big blam on him, but he won't get there. Brooks once again. He's had a good game at the post against Summers.
So it's another, for me, another testament to the way that korfball's going in the country, that we're watching a low-scoring game, and Trojans looking like they're going to get to around the 24, 25 mark. You and I played in games in our careers where 16,
if I was 14 or 16, and you've won that game.
Yeah, So yeah, great progress. Scoring is
Oh, that's nice. And Sam Brooks once again off the back of the basket. I was telling someone the story about an England game I played in with Steve Jones, our referee. Steve won it with the one-hander in the dying seconds at 14-13 or something it was. We were celebrating it like we'd won the World Championship. Good from Dan Howard. It's a cheeky one-hander. Ellie Summers, good moves.
Oh, that must be.
And Leah Matthews trying to break things up. Gives the penalty away. This will take KV to double figures. And it does. Okay, just need a little bit of time for these new players to bed in. Carly Holner shooting there. Very, very quick player. Oh, that's nice. Nice movement in from Amy Turner. I just love her aggression towards the basket. She loves to score. She's crazy for it. And really, she just sensed the chance there and in, and she wants to shoot it up straight away. Ah, good from Summers. Well picked up from Williams.
Oh, can't quite get hold of it.
Decides to shoot.
Is that Rob feeding himself there? Was that?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Ah, that's great from Rob Williams, but Toby Clark got back very quickly there.
The speed of these girls is incredible.
And just, well, the whole division, the constant motion that they're going, it doesn't allow the defenders to settle. They don't know where the ball is the whole time because it's moving and all the players are moving as well. Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, Dave, I think there's a reason why Trojans have been the best team of the last decade is, yeah, they've got a work rate alongside kind of being kind of talented players. They've got an ethos within them that, yeah, look, you know, Korfball court should be a place of work. Should be you're going there to put in a physical effort over these 60 minutes. And just being the best players sometimes tends people to slow down and not be so fit. But no, they don't seem to have ever slipped into that, and I admire that.
Yeah, and to keep that hunger up as well. There's seven titles in a row.
Yeah.
This one's going to be their 8th if they win it, and they still want it. That's some going to keep at the top of your game for that time. Keep that hunger going as well. Right
down to the dying seconds of goal to goal last year, where they showed that they wanted it. Okay, Beck wanted it, but they couldn't deal with Dave Brooks. Matthews gets it at the second attempt. Well picked up from Howard.
I think KV winning the kit battle for me though, Tom. What do you think?
Yeah, I like them. I think they're a good-looking team. That's a little uncharacteristic fumble from Dave Brooks. The referee Steve Jones plays advantage, but I'm not sure if I really like that advantage. There's nothing really going on. The shot clock was half spent. Yeah, nice. Well seen from Stan, but the ball's not so good into Sam Brooks. Okay, and KV just out of ideas really. I think they've fought bravely. They're obviously going to be beaten from here, but I think what Trojans done is they've kind of seen those 2 or 3 different options that KV keep on recycling, and that's nice from Leah Matthews. Good fight. Ball out to Sam Brooks. Ooh, that's normally his shot. Scratches his head.
I can't believe it. What happened there, Sam?
Yeah, what happened there?
You missed Sam.
That shot from a broken play out to Sam, who's standing still in a little bit of space. That is his goal. He's a predator with that.
So KV still going through the motions. They're back to plan A.
Yep.
It's quite a lonely place to be in this position, especially in a semi-final, end of a season. Yeah. You know the game's gone, and you've got to keep motivating yourself. You've got to keep chasing.
And you've got a tough challenge coming tomorrow, but you know you've got to play the game now. You know you've got to keep 8 players on the court, and they're all going to fight hard because they do have a lot of pride. It's good speed from Toby Clark just to try and disrupt Rob Williams.
And the good thing about korfball is every goal's exciting. So
yeah.
So, hey, maybe
that's it. Score some more goals and have to go. Rob Williams trying to do that. Gets the touch on the post. Steph Roberts offering herself for the block, and that's poor from Alice Arnold. She clutches her knees, bends over.
That's nice organisation there. Sam Brooks at the post. Stan just takes over. Trojans back in attack again.
There's a foul there. Ellie Summers reaching in, blocking the pass from Hannah Goodrich. Sam Brooks. Not so effective, I think, both these teams from the free pass line. I think we've seen James McDonald score 1 or 2. Might be it. Okay, a minute to go, Dave. So, all right, so not the most enthralling game, but has been engrossing in terms of just trying to see. This beautiful, nice feed from Leah Matthews to Sam. It's been quite interesting watching Trojans just dig themselves out of, let's say, a slow start and get going, and just watching KV perhaps been a little bit frustrated. They haven't just mixed things up a little bit more. How do you think the game has gone, Dave?
Yeah, I think the first 10 minutes for me, I learned a lot. I think I learned a lot about the way the Trojans are set up. I think that'd be useful for the 2 coaches coming in the other semi-final.
Sam Brooks off the back of the court again.
And then the rest of the game, I think what you can learn from that, and it's a very obvious thing to say, that Trojans will just keep on scoring. And that game being dull and low tempo, dull is not the right word, sorry, but low tempo, they're just going to keep scoring. And if you're playing them, you can't let them get into that groove.
Yeah. And so I think what I'm seeing here is a decent Trojans team. They're not peaked yet. It's still the only semi-final. No matter what their coach Gary Brooks says about, he was getting them to focus on this game rather than tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game for them really is the pinnacle of the season. It is the final. It's a little bit follow through from Stan Dunn. Gives James McDonald another free pass. So, but tomorrow is what it's all about. They've done enough today, and they've looked pretty good. And I suppose that they've felt that they've played as well as they can against the opposition that they've got. Who KV have defended quite well. They are athletic, and they have been motivated. But I think just a little bit outclassed here today.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I don't think there'll be that golfing class tomorrow, whoever they're not playing. I mean, I do think it's going to be Beck, I have to be honest.
Trojans versus Beck, yes.
Yeah, if it is Beck, then Beck will bring, as well as that physicality, just a little bit more nous, I think. And it's exciting. It's going to be
I think it is going to be a good game as the clock ticks down. Thank you very much. My name's Tom Brady. I've been here with Dave Synott. And it's the semi-finals of the England Korfball League 2015. It's KV getting beaten by Trojans 22-11. Thank you.